But the fact remains, on the ground, the Ramadan is coming again and again. Shawwal, Zilqada and Zilhajj is coming again and again. And people are performing the Hajj. You can see the people performing and they are acting also. If you go to Hajj, there are certain people give you performance and they give you a training who goes to Hajj and they tell you not to do this and not to, and there are many details. So they are practicing on ground. So what I am trying to say, the forbidden months we have established, the lecture was what the Quran says about forbidden, sacred, holy months. Allah has described us in the ayahs, there are 12 months in a year and that is a lunar year. And in that 12 months lunar year, there are 4 months forbidden. 4 months forbidden. One is mentioned by name is Ramadan. In the month of Ramadan. Allah has mentioned that Ramadan month. And Allah says in all these 4 months you cannot fight. But forbidden month is because of certain lawful acts, we have to forbid certain acts. Like in the month of Ramadan, why it is forbidden? Because lawful fasting is allowed. Eating and drink is allowed. But you cannot eat and drink lawful tayyib, good food in the month of Ramadan. So it becomes a forbidden month. The forbidden month itself is nothing, but you people, Muslim people, believers are practicing certain acts. That is why they are forbidden. Second law act is that you cannot have obscene talk or sexual relationship with your wife in the daytime of Ramadan, in the month of Ramadan when you are fasting. In the night of fast it is allowed. But once you are in the masjid, devoted in itikaf, it is again forbidden. It's not allowed. Then the third was, the third was Taraweeh. Taraweeh is you have to follow Taraweeh also. You have to establish the Salah, the prayer in the month of Ramadan. You have to follow Taraweeh because the Quran is being revealed in that month. So Allah says you stand and people stand with you. So this is also a lawful command in the month of Ramadan. That is a doing of in the forbidden month. You have to pray extra prayers for you. Then there is the other 3 are the Hajj months. So there are, if any person takes the responsibility of performing Hajj, who has got the means, who wants to go and perform Hajj, so there are certain duties on him, binded by Allah in the Quranic ayahs. I did not detail because there are many things that you cannot act once you are in the precincts of the pilgrimage. When you are performing Hajj, when you are wearing that dress code. So there are certain duties. So those in the normal days, one of the duties we read that you cannot have obscene talk in the whole month of 3 months. If you are performing Hajj, the whole 3 months, if you are in that Hajj state, if you are wearing the ihram, so you cannot debate, you cannot have obscene talks, you cannot fight. And you cannot take the liberty of not acting upon it. If you are that system, you have to act upon. So this is because these months are forbidden because there are certain duties applied on us. And once those duties you are performing Hajj, you are performing those duties, you cannot act against it. You have to perform. So this is how this month become forbidden. And all these months are interrelated because Allah says, Ash-sharu bish-sharil haram. Every sacred month is with the sacred months. So they are all together. So this is we have understood, and these months are forbidden because of those acts. And there are people who also, Allah mentioned in the Quran, they have postponed this. So they have their own idea of this forbidden month, and these forbidden they are referring to is not a forbidden month because there is no act mentioned in the Quran in Rajab or in Muharram. And Muharram month is also, I am telling you, it's a changed name. First is in the initial stage, name was Safrul Awwal, and second month Safar was Safrul Sani. First month was Muharram, Safar is the second month of the calendar. Initially it was used as Safrul Awwal, the second was Safrul Sani. Still today people know this in the Arab world. But these people have made this Muharram as, I don't know why they say this is the month, Muharram is the forbidden month. Ask them why it is forbidden. So they will tell you the reason which is not mentioned in the Quran. So Allah has made in the Quran 4 forbidden months, and He has mentioned 4 forbidden months, one by name, and the 3 Hajj months, Allah says you know them. So it was an easy thing to calculate and understand what are those 4 months. I end this lecture, inshallah, for any question to ask.
Jazakallah, Brother Sheikh. Now we are going to proceed with the question answer session. Just let me briefly let you know how this will proceed. We are going to first allow the sisters.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
My question is, can women sit in i'tikaf in the month of Ramadan?
Okay. You see, the Quran says about itikaf, I was discussing that when you are sitting in the itikaf, basically in the sacred mosque, if you go to Masjid al-Haram, there is a place, ladies section, they have made this ladies section separately, because Allah says do not accompany them when they are in the itikaf. The Quran, that ayat, I will read that ayat. If you got the Quran, I'll refer to Surah Al-Baqarah 2:187 ayat. وَلَا تُبَاشِرُهُنَّ وَأَنْتُمْ عَاكِفُونَ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ وَلَا تُبَاشِرُهُنَّ وَأَنْتُمْ عَاكِفُونَ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. Now in the Quran, you know, when Allah addresses to a general order, it addresses to like for example, fankihu. Fankihu, it's a plural. So whenever Allah uses the plural tense in Arabic, it is implied, Ya ayyuhan nasul ladina amanu, O you believe, those who believe. So whenever in the Quran, whenever Allah uses a plural tense, in general, it is referring to men and women both. This is a general rule in the Quran. Whenever Allah addresses to people, He addresses in plural. So it is referring to generally both sexes. But once there is a difference of sexes, so it refers to plural tense, Arabic, like it says, فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ. So all of you marry women. So when it says, when it is used plural tense, generally it is used for men and women both. But when it used the masculine gender plural, and woman word has come in front of that, then it refers to only for men. Because فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ, then you marry, it cannot be marry both men and women to women. Then it refers to men only. For women, hunna comes. And hum is a plural for men. Hum is a plural, or kum is a plural for men and women both. But in front of that hum and kum, in Arabic, if it becomes woman, it becomes that this is a masculine gender, it is referring to women. You understand this? So Allah says, فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ. So the word, there is فَانْكِحُوا hum. فَانْكِحُوا is an Arabic word which refers ordering men. It's a plural, it can be both, but now woman is coming, the word woman is coming in front, so it will be referred only for men. You follow what I'm saying? So why I'm saying, because this is very important to understand, because these homosexual guys is trying to use this word as both. You applied for women, they can marry women. Men and men can marry, women can marry, astaghfirullah, all this nonsense. Using the same ayat. So now he says, وَلَا تُبَاشِرُهُنَّ. Now the word tubashiru is an Arabic word. Hunna is, they cannot associate with woman, accompany woman. You cannot accompany woman. وَأَنْتُمْ عَاكِفُونَ, when you are in i'tikaf. Now this is referring to men only, because it's referring to woman. Hunna is already there. So you cannot associate woman when you are devoted in the masjid, fil masajid. So when men are in the masjid, akifun are devoted in the masjid, they cannot associate with women. So now the woman is a word. So this is only used for men only. So what has happened, that women are not allowed to sit in a masjid for i'tikaf. Allah, if it was used, wala, it will say when you are in the i'tikaf, wala tubashiruhum. So it would have been understood both sides. They say wala tubashiruhunna. You cannot, because it's referring to male. The word in Arabic is tubashiru is masculine, hunna is woman. So you cannot have this kind of company woman in the masjid. So that is why women cannot sit in the i'tikaf. It is used, Arabic word is for men only. Men are devout in the i'tikaf, masjid. You cannot, they are allowed not to have a company with the women. And I give the reason why, because you know that women have menstruation periods. So if they are sitting in the mosque in i'tikaf, and if the menstruation starts, they know the dates, I understand, but if suppose some unusual happenings, that it's a variables, so they have to leave the mosque. So that is why there are certain obligation of women. They are excusable from mosque, from prayers, from fasting, and from sitting in a mosque. So why? That is why Allah, there are certain rules that women are excused, never used for the. So they cannot sit in the mosque for itikaf. But now what happens if you say, like in the sacred mosque, in the mosque, women are sitting for hours, and from the people who visit from here, from Asar, from Zohar, they sit in the mosque, and they go and they're even sleeping. So they are also stationed, they are staying in the mosque. So they must understand that kind of sitting, itikaf is alright. But 10 nights, like men sit in the itikaf for last 10 nights, the whole 24 hours in the mosque, generally in the mosque. But this practice is not to be found in Masjid Haram or not Masjid Nabawi. But generally mosque people are sitting, men are sitting in the mosque for 10 nights and 10 days. 10 days and 10 nights in the mosque. They are in the mosque. Only for going to the toilet or wuzu, they go and then they sit back. This kind of restrictions are for only men only, not for women. So now the women are starting sitting in the home in itikaf. That's not mentioned in the Quran at all. So women are not allowed to sit in the home also in the itikaf, and not in the mosque also. This itikaf is only mentioned for men in the mosque, not for women.
In the secret months,
Okay.
like if we fight, what is the kafara?
Okay. If suppose any person, like for example, anything a person does wrong. Can you see this one? This one. Like for example, that was not allowed, killing was not allowed, and you killed in the month of sacred month. What is the kafara? Generally, the kafara in the Quran, or you're talking physical killing. I don't know about sacred killing. I don't know.
In the secret month, you cannot
fight. Fighting. You are not allowed to fight basically. If you do not fight, you are not allowed to fight. And if you start fighting, you fought with somebody, physical or psychological, if it was not allowed and you did it. So what you are asking, what is the kafara? In the Quran, if you open Surah Al-Ma'idah 5 and Ayah 89, I read for you, لا يؤاخذكم الله باللغو في أيمانكم ولكن يؤاخذكم بما أقدرتم الأيمان فكفارته إطعام عشرة مساكين من أوسط ما تطعمون أهليكم أو كسوتهم أو تحرير رقبة فمن لم يجد فصيام 3 أيام ذلك كفارة أيمانكم إذا حلفتم واحفظوا أيمانكم كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تشكرون. Allah will not call you to account of what is uses in your oaths, but He will call you to account for your deliberate oaths. For atonement means kafara. In Arabic means kafara. Atonement, to release that from that to cover that sin that you have committed of fighting. For kafara, feed 10 needy persons. You have to feed the 10 needy persons on a scale of average for food of your families. Whatever your average system of food, whatever average you eat, similar food you give it to 10 needy people. Not some, you eat, don't just one plate of dal in the hotel. You have to do it the same scale. Okay? Or clothe them. Same clothing what you wear. Big 5,000 rupees. That. And or a slave, his freedom. If in the interior where people are keeping the slave, you go there, talk to the fellow who is rich man, whom under his slave, you ask him to free this man. Okay. And if this is beyond your means, you cannot do these three acts. Then kafara is that you fast for 3 days. Remember this specific question you are asking, the kafara in general. In the whole Quran, any commitment you do wrong, which was an act of Allah said it not to fight, you fought. If you are fasting and you deliberately broke the fast, same applies. Anything that you do in the do's and the don'ts, whichever Allah says in the Quran, any act which you commit, which was not allowed or which was allowed and you did not do, still you have to do the same. So what I'm saying is, you have to fast for 3 days. If you have no means, or you have to some slave, you have to free the slave, and you have to feed the 10 poor people of an average scale of your status, and same with the clothes. This is the atonement or the kafara of any, or fighting in a holy month or a forbidden month. If you break any of those, there may be some related in Hajj, there is a goat and the other things also. But at the moment, if you fight or which is forbidden or you debate, you have to do this 3 days fast or 10 people's food of an average of your scale, not otherwise so. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
We have been listening about Laylatul Qadr in connection with the first sacred month Ramadan,
10 nights of the month.
10 nights of Ramadan. Can you clarify it from the Quran?
Okay, you see, there is an ayat in the Quran, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr wa ma adraka. That surah, that is in Surah Al-Qadr, 97 surah, and ayah 1 to 5. First of all, what is in the month of Ramadan, the Quran was sent down, right? In the month of Ramadan, I told you in my lecture also, in the month of Ramadan, Quran says that in the month of Ramadan, the Quran was sent down. And also, in the month of Ramadan, the Quran says about Laylatul Qadr. There is a specific night which is, Allah has given that, what it says, I read for you. Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr. Surely we have revealed it in the night of power. Now, it is referring to the Quran or the book of Allah. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. And you cannot perceive what the night of power is. Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr. The night of power is better than 1,000 months. 1,000 months is? 83 years. It is better than 83 years. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. In it from every order descends the angels and the spirit by the permission of their Lord. Peace. This is until the rising of the dawn. Now in the night of power, is mentioned in the Quran, Laylatul Qadr. Layl means night, Qadr means power. In the night of power, the book was sent down. Okay. Then it says, what do you understand? What do you comprehend about the night of power? It says that it is better than 83 years or 1,000 years. 1,000 months. That's the 1,000 months. What is this 1,000 months and 83 years is basically if I ponder on one ayat or one essence to understand the essence of one ayat, or if I want to ponder anything which is ordained by Allah and to understand, it may take 83 years, which can be revealed in the night of power. That is, that night's power or night of power is that you can attain essence, because it says Malaika wa Ruh, angel and the essence is descend. They are descending. And whenever the revelation comes from down to on us, on mankind. So Allah is expecting that if a person is in that last month, in the month of Ramadan, there are 10 nights. So in that 10 nights is one night of power. So the people who are devoted in the itikaf, so that in that one of the night of power, the essence is descended. If a person get the essence of the message of Allah, it is better than 1,000 months and 83 years. If you understand the essence, it's not that you see something on the sky. You get the essence is better than 83 months. That is the Malaika and Ruh descends, angels and the spirit, by the permission of the Lord. Peace, this is until the rising of the dawn. This process goes on till the rising of the dawn. So now people sit in the mosque searching for this night, one of the nights in 10 nights, last 10 nights, this Laylatul Qadr, when it comes in the month of Ramadan, that is confirmed. Now in Dukhan, Surah 44 and Ayah 1 to 5, Dukhan. Because these ayat, Laylatul Qadr, Layl means night of power, is described in another places, Dukhan, Hami, Surah 44, 1 ayat. 2 is Wal Kitab al-Mubin, by the clarified book. Wal Kitab al-Mubin, this book is a clarified book. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. We have revealed it in the night of blessing. For surely we are the warners. Inna kunna mundirin. Now in this ayah it says this is revealed in the night of blessing. There it was night. Inna anzalnahu laylatin mubarak. That is laylatin qadr, laylatul qadr. So the same night of power is described here as laylatul barakah. That is a powerful night. Here Allah is referring as a blessed night. Why? Because you are getting the blessing of Allah's ayat in the essence. If the malaika and angels are descending, and if somebody gets the essence, it's a blessed night for him. So, and surely he says, we are the warners. Inna kunna mundirin fiha yufraku kulla amrin hakim. In it, every order of wisdom has been differentiated. All the commands in the book of Allah, the orders are differentiated in the book of Allah. So in that night, if a person is pondering on the ayahs, in the night of power or in the night of barakah, in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, the orders will be differentiated to him. That is getting again the essence of the message. Same, it says, Amran min indina. That order is from the nearness of us. Inna kunna mursalin. Surely we are the senders. We send that essence. So here the sender is Allah. Here Allah is the warner, and the essence and the angel is described in that is being descent. And once the essence comes to us, any essence that comes from the ayat in that night of power or in night of barakah, like Laylatul Barakah, it is better than 83 years and 1,000 months. Now, this 10 nights is also mentioned in the Quran. In Surah Al-Fajr 89, 1 Surah and 1 to 4. Wal Fajr wal layalin ashar wal shafi wal watr wal layli idha yasr. By the dawn, by the 10 nights, by the even and the odd, and by the night when it passes away. So in this ayat it says by the dawn, and Laylatul Qadr ends in this hatta matla'il al-fajr. It ends there. Here it starts with fajr, and it describes of by the 10 nights, and it says it can be even and the odd, and when the night passes by. So in the 10 nights, you see, in the last 10 nights, in the 21st of Ramadan, person starts sitting in the itikaf, and because the moon days are 29 or 30 days, you see it is like this. So why it can be even and odd? Because if it is a 29, it will be odd, and if it is 30, it will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 30. So it both, one of the two nights, Allah has used both by the even and the odd. It was the 29th month, and Eid came, so it will be 23, 25, 27, 29. And if it is 30, it will be 24, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. You follow what I am saying? So that is why Allah says, you people who are sitting in the mosque, they are saying it is 23rd, 25th, 27th, 29. But if that month was of 30, if we were fasting for 30 days, then it will be 22, 24, 26, 28. But if the Ramadan was of 29 days, then it will be 23, 25, 27, 29. So he says by the even and the odd, it can be even and the odd. It all depends upon the month that you are fasting. And he said that the night will pass by. So in every month, in every year, in every month that you are fasting, is not exactly 29 and it is not 30. So if it's an even one, will be 29. And odd will be 29 and the even will be 30. So this is also mentioned in the Quran.
Jazakallah, Brother Sheikh. Now we are bringing the session to the close. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's been descent. And once the essence comes to us, any essence that comes from the ayat in that night of power or in night of barakah, like Laylatul Barakah, it is better than 83 years and 1,000 months. Now, this 10 nights is also mentioned in the Quran. In Surah Al-Fajr 89, 1 Surah and 1 to 4. Wal Fajr wal layalin ashar wal shafi wal watr wal layli idha yasr. By the dawn, by the 10 nights, by the even and the odd, and by the night when it passes away. So in this ayat it says by the dawn, and Laylatul Qadr ends in it ends in this hatta matlail al fajr. It ends there. And here it starts with fajr, and it describes of by the 10 nights, and it says it can be even and the odd, and when the night passes by. So in the 10 nights, you see, in the last 10 nights, in the 21st of Ramadan, person starts sitting in the itikaf, and because the moon days are 29 or 30 days, you see it is like this. So why it can be even and odd? Because if it is the 29, it will be odd, and if it is 30, it will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 30. So it both, one of the two nights, Allah has used both by the even and the odd. It was the 29th month, and Eid came, so it will be 23, 25, 27, 29. And if it is 30, it will be 24, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. You follow what I am saying? So that is why Allah says, you people who are sitting in the mosque, they are saying it is 23rd, 25th, 27th, 29th. But if that month was of 30, if we were fasting for 30 days, then it will be 22, 24, 26, 28. But if the Ramadan was of 29 days, then it will be 23, 25, 27, 29. So he says by the even and the odd, it can be even and the odd. It all depends upon the month that you are fasting. And he said that the night will pass by. So in every month, in every year, in every month that you are fasting, it's not exactly 29 and it is not 30. So if it's an even one, it will be 29. And odd one will be 29 and the even will be 30. So this is also mentioned in the Quran.
Jazakallah, Brother Sheikh. Now we are bringing the session to the close. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.